Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Wow, I was just trying to get here in time, but a little bit late. I'm sorry for being a little bit late. So, hi, Epoch. Hi, Matt Blogs. We're going to do some, it's just going to be basically a live unboxing. Somebody asked me, I think it was Lady Pop Hunter, who asked me, do you ever do a live unboxing? And I'm like, not really. But then I decided, hey, there was a couple boxes that came in the mail today, and I figured, why not do a live unboxing? Might as well. So that's what this is about. I'm actually worried about one of the boxes that arrived. I'm going to grab them. Oh. There's two. So this one came, and I'm kind of worried about the way it was shipped. Like, this is not the best packaging. And then this one arrived. So two boxes, and they should be pretty good. They should be pretty good. Some Golden Age, some cool books. Hi, Mark. And yeah, hopefully you'll find it interesting. So I'm going to let you guys decide how this unboxing goes. So there's two boxes. There's a small one and there's a big one. Okay, you guys can decide small or big first, and I'll unbox whatever one you guys decide, and we'll go from there. We'll go from there. So yeah, so put in the comments, which do you want, the small box first or the big box? And then we'll go with whatever you guys choose. So yeah, so basically this is going to be a live unboxing. We're just going to have fun with it. If you guys have questions as well, you can always ask me questions. I don't mind. Tomorrow's video is going to be my huge unboxing that I gave a teaser video for last week. Okay, so everyone's saying the small one first. Good choice, actually. Believe it or not, I know what's in the small one. So, oh, hey, Dragon Ink. Wow, I gotta get you on my channel again. Good friend. So yeah, so we're gonna go with the small one. The small box should be fun. Have no idea if you guys will like this, but I know actually Dragon Ink, you will like potentially. Well, maybe, I'm not sure. I think you'll like this one. Should be a good one. I'm somewhat worried because it was shipped very, very poorly. And I got kind of screwed on customs. I was like, I said, send it as a gift. Mark it as $50. And the guy totally didn't listen to me. And I had to pay $100 on customs for this. I'm kind of upset about that. All right, so this is what was inside. It is one slab and a few comics as well. So it should be good. See if I can open it without slicing the comics. That's the big challenge. My unboxing skills are getting better, believe it or not. Okay, so these are the raw comics. Then we got some more raw comics. And we got a slab. Did the slab break? Somewhat worried that the slab broke because they didn't really ship it that well. But actually, I'm looking at the slab to make sure it's fine. It looks like, amazingly, the slab survived. Okay, so that's a huge thing. Let's see if I can get this out of the plastic. Now, this is actually a kind of an interesting thing. It's a first appearance, and it's a first appearance and last appearance. And it's one of those kind of keys that are kind of interesting. So this is Police Comics number 96 from 1949. And it is actually a very interesting book. My friend Night Tiger Comics told me about this book. And he's like, do you have the first appearance of the Black Widow? And this is actually the first appearance of the Black Widow. So that's her right there. That's the Black Widow. Actually kind of looks like the Marvel Black Widow that happened later. So yeah, so this is her first appearance. I think she's just in the story she's just in one story. I think she dies at the end of the story. Spoiler. So yeah, so she's just it's a one and done kind of character. But at least it's a cover appearance too. So you get her on the cover, and it's a first appearance and last appearance of the Black Widow, and it's Jack Cole cover and art and Harry Saul story. So this is kind of fun. I've been collecting police comics. I've been trying to get all the keys for police comics, and that's what this order is. Actually, there's a collector that I found in the US who happens to have like the complete collection of police comics, and so I'm buying his collection basically in pieces. I'm trying to get all the keys first, and then I'll probably get the filler issues. So this was just a fun one. First Black Widow. So if anyone asks you, where was the first appearance of Black Widow, you can say Police Comics number 65 or 96 from 1949. So just kind of fun. I don't know. Probably everyone's like, oh, that's a weird one. Okay. We'll open up whatever's inside this one first. Hopefully, okay, did bag and board. Okay. So this one actually is a pretty sought after book for police comics. And it's sought after for probably the wrong reasons, like not the best reasons, but it's considered to be one of the more racially insensitive covers of the Golden Age. And it's this one. So okay, I'm going to try to show you it. Let's see if I can make it show really well. This is Police Comics 109. And you got this Chinese guy, and looking very stereotypically Chinese, and this other stereotypically Chinese guy with even like the the gown and everything, just the typical Chinese look, and it's blood on the Chinese fan. And it's a great bondage cover. It's just a highly sought after book. It's like kind of a weird one, but I kind of like this cover. They didn't put it in very well. I gotta fix that. I gotta take it out. That's gonna drive me nuts. The fact that they put it in the thing folded. Oh my goodness, there's chipping. I might not take it out. Okay, so this is a case of brittle. So I actually didn't pay much for this, but I'm somewhat worried that the paper is brittle. I might have to rebag this. I'll probably rebag it later. But yeah, I definitely am nervous about that. And I'm definitely nervous about this chipping that's going on in here. But it is a classic cover. And just a really, great bondage cover. So that's that one. And one more. This one I just thought it was a cool cover. This is nothing key about this. I just thought it was a cool cover. It's the one where you got the Plastic Man, and he's all melted. He's like kind of melted looking. He's been, you put him in a pot and kind of melt him. I do go for cover buys. This was totally a cover buy. Actually, I was kind of watching this one on eBay. There was a few sellers that had this. And this guy that just happens to have the whole collection offered me a really great deal on this one. I think I paid $50 for this. So you can learn how to fix any car, any car. So yeah, so great. I think I like Plastic Man. He was one of my childhood favorite characters. So yeah, Plastic Man number 33. Yeah. Plastic Man might be the most invisible person ever in comic books. Yeah, he's not like a super popular character, but there is a rumor that I heard, and I'm not sure if this rumor is true, but I'm kind of hoping that they are planning to do something with Plastic Man in the future. So with James Gunn taking over DC, Invincible. Oh, okay. I thought you said Invisible. but you meant invincible. Yeah, he is kind of invincible because he's like, rubbery and stuff. He's kind of like Mr. Fantastic that way. Plastic Man is one of the best characters in comics, Golden Age one. Yes, I think so. So Plastic Man, like a lot of people don't realize that, like Plastic Man was very unique for the Golden Age. Traditionally, superheroes were kind of like non-comedic. They were just very stoic. They were, they'd go out and fight, the bad guys and do that kind of stuff. But with Plastic Man, it was kind of a change on that, where he was kind of the first kind of humorous superhero. He was a bit, more satirical. He's more, kind of lighthearted and fun. So he was very original in that respect. Actually, I have a couple cool Plastic Man right in front of me. I'll just show them before I go on to show the next unboxing. So here's Plastic Man's first appearance. And this is Police Comics number 1 from 1941. So if you think about that, this is only 2 years into, or 3 years into when there were superheroes in comics, like new characters and golden age of comics. So the fact is, like, he was very early on, and he was like very cutting edge in terms of the fact that he was more of a humorous character. So I kind of like Plastic Man. He was a very interesting character for me. That's why I collect him. I try to get all of his keys. That's the thing that I do. Okay, so that was I actually, I thought his character on the CW Flash was great. I actually didn't see him on CW Flash yet. I'll have to watch that to see. Is that the live action Flash? I only watched the first. I think I watched the first 2 seasons of the Flash, and I enjoyed them. Yeah, I know he was in Deceased. He was awesome in that. In Deceased. I actually have a really cool cover with him on Deceased. But I didn't see him in the Flash series, so I'll have to watch that series. I just never made it very far in that series. As I said, I watched the first 2 seasons, and that was it. So wow. So that would be really cool. I'd really like to see that. So now I'm going to go and watch the Flash. So that's really cool. Okay. And hi, Hudat. Another guy that I'm planning to interview in the future. Hopefully, we're gonna sort that out someday. I always seem to run into Hudat when he's doing a live auction, or when he's on Biggie Shaq's show. He's got an amazing collection. Sort of collects a lot of really awesome books, but in really, with cool signatures and stuff like that. So definitely, if you ever see his claim sale, go to it, because he's selling some pretty cool stuff. Okay. It was Elongated Man in the Flash rather than Plastic Man. Okay, so that's what I was wondering about. So that's the weird thing about DC. DC, they were trying to compete with Marvel at Mr. Fantastic, and they created a character, Elongated Man. And then they realized that, hey, did you notice that we actually own the rights to Plastic Man? And then they were like, oh, now we have 2 of these stretchy characters. So it's kind of sad that they used him for the Flash series. But, oh, and hey, crazy Cosme, August Aunt Cosme. I never know how to say your name. Like, even though it's like obvious, I'm weird. I keep on thinking, I am not slightly, I'm intensely dyslexic. So when I see your name, August Cosme, I actually read it. And this is just a weird thing. This is my weird dyslexia thing going on here. But I read that as Crazy May. I don't know why. I just see it that way every time. It drives me nuts. Crazy, I guess. But I know it's August Cosme. I really gotta focus to correct myself. So just a thing I had to mention. Okay, great. So Hudat said he's going to touch base with me. Definitely look forward when he does the interview. That's going to be amazing. He's got some awesome stuff. Okay, so that was box 1, which was some Plastic Man, some great Plastic Man. I love Plastic Man. And now we're going to do box number 2, which also has some great stuff in it. So if you watch tomorrow's video, this is almost like like I'm almost giving away what's going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow's video is going to be the first in my most recent Stackery unboxing, where I'm unboxing this massive box. It's just like, well, it's actually 2 massive boxes, like over 200 pounds of comics. It was just huge. And the very first book that I unboxed, I thought it was a first print. I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is really great. I got a great price on it. I was like really happy. And then when I opened up the book, it says second printing. I'm like, oh man. So that was after I filmed the video. So if you watch tomorrow's video, I'll show the same book that's inside this box. But it is a second print, and I didn't realize that. So I actually returned it. And the great thing was, when I returned that book, I got, back all my money. But it actually paid for everything that's inside this box, which is so crazy. Hi, Graphic Man. Do you have any bandages nearby in case you cut yourself on live broadcast? No, but if you see me cut myself, I'll probably run out of the room. I'll run out of the room because I don't want to bleed on my comics. Like my comics come before my life kind of thing. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So hopefully I won't cut myself, and we'll get into this next unboxing. But yeah, so basically everything that was in this box, the cost was covered by having returned the one that said it was first print, but it was actually second print. They were actually really nice. They refunded all my money. They even paid for the cost of me shipping it back. So I was quite happy. But yeah, it was a total ripoff in terms of price if it was a second print. If it was a first print, it would have been a good price. But it was interesting because somebody, as I had that issue, I wanted to get that first print. I went on to eBay, and somebody had just listed a first print of it. I was like, oh my goodness. And they listed it at an incredibly low price. I think they thought it was a second print in the way that they priced it. It was the weirdest thing. So it was kind of funny. So I ended up getting a really great deal on this book. And I'll show you what it is. I'm just building it up. I got to build it up. Got to make it interesting for you guys. Okay. Okay, one second. So I think, got it. One sec here. Okay, wow, bit of a struggle. Oh, hi, Captain. Okay, so inside are 2 slabs. So I got 2 for the price of 1. And the book that I had before, the one that I'll show tomorrow, strangely, is actually was a lower grade than this one. This is actually a higher grade, and it's slabbed, and I got an extra book all for the same price. So I was quite happy with that. So it worked out really well for me. Okay, lots of packing material, and still more packing material. Okay. They really did a great job of packing this, by the way. Okay, so I bought from this seller before, and he's always good to me. He'll give me a bit better price too. So yeah, it's always nice. Okay, so the book that I was talking about, and it is a first print, is this one, Love and Rockets. So this is Love and Rockets number 1. I'll take it out of the bag. And this book is kind of a major book for the underground comic scene. You know, it was sort of big in the 80s. I think, I'm not even sure if it's still running. It might actually be still running. And it's like, you know, this is the first print from 1982. Is one of the last sort of major grails that I wanted for my Copper Age collection. So it's, you know, it's definitely one that I was excited to get. It has white pages. I'm not sure if you can see that. This way, maybe. See, white pages. The way you can tell if it's a first print, second print, and I think it's up to 5 printings. It's just so many printings of this book because it was such a popular book. The way you can tell is by the price. The first print was $2.95. The second prints are like $3.50 or $3, you know, 3 something. So that's the easiest way to tell just by looking at the cover if it's a first or second print. And then the prices for first print compared to second print, just like night and day. It's like way cheaper to get a second print than first print. So yeah, so just a really great book, kind of an iconic book from the Copper Age. So Love and Rockets. I really like the cover too, actually. And it's just basically a collection of stories from various artists and writers. So yeah, Love and Rockets from Fantagraphics, fall of 1982. I'm not sure if this is the first Fantagraphic book. It might be. I'm not sure. So that's kind of it's a major key, though. It is a major key, and I got it for a great price. So I was quite happy about that. Okay, and last book. So that was that one, and something I've been collecting a little bit lately is Darwin Cook books, and that's another thing that I'm going to actually ruin tomorrow's show a bit. I want to show you another book that I'll show tomorrow. And I forgot at the time. I forgot which artist. So this is not what's in the unboxing, but this is just a book that you guys might want to look out for. You can pick this up for about $2. Okay, and it's the first. It's Talent Showcase number 19. Okay, so remember this. This is the first art appearance of Darwin Cook in comics. So if you ever want to find, like I like my first appearances. Like I like getting that kind of historical significance. So first, you know, character appearances, but I also like getting the first artist appearance. And this book is the first artist appearance of Darwin Cook. So just a really kind of cool book. You know, he was a great artist, and I enjoy his artwork. At least I find that he has a really unique style, and I really enjoy it. So this is sort of the teaser to what was in the unboxing, and I'm going to just show you what's in the unboxing now. This is IZombie, the Darwin Cook variant, and it's I think it's a 1 in 10, or maybe it's just the B cover. I'm not sure. But it's IZombie #1 from 2010, and just a really great. I just like his style. It kind of reminds me of the Invincibles, that sort of comic style that from that movie. I just really enjoy it. Something about it just really appeals to me. So I really like this Darwin Cook cover, and I actually did a show with Merck where we discussed this comic. It was kind of a hot comic. And so I looked it up and I was like, oh man, it's really, really expensive. And you know, this sale that the return that I had where I bought the Love and Rockets, I was able to get both the Love and Rockets and this book. So from the same vendor, he had both. And he had this at a great price too. So, hey, I thought, wow, just really cool to get both for the price of one, and actually an upgrade too. So I really think that's awesome. So I was quite excited about this one. So this is Darwin Cook variant cover for iZombie #1 from 2010. And yeah, just a really cool one. So iZombie, actually, they did a TV series for it, which actually was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The idea is the main character is a zombie and also a detective. And she basically eats the brains, and she can she can know everything that happened to the person that she eats the brains of, and that way she can kind of solve cases. Like, she sees what that person saw at their last moments. So it's it's kind of an interesting story. I just really like Darwin Cook. It's a personal thing. I really like his thing. So the vendor that sold it to me, if you ever want to reach out to them, I'm going to give them a bit of a plug because I thought they did such a great job, is Doug Zupas, Comic World. He's a Canadian. So for anyone from Canada watching it, this is a good place to buy. And you can just reach out to him, and he has amazing stuff. Like, he has a really amazing collection, golden age to modern stuff. I like Wednesday's Power during her Netflix series. Oh yeah, like Wednesday's Power during her Netflix series, sort of like where she could see kind of the future and stuff. Yeah, where if she touches somebody, yeah, she can see the future. Oh hey, Collecto 6. So if you haven't watched it, Collecto 6 appeared on Open by Chance's channel on the weekend. So go over to Open by Chance and you can watch his interview. Oh my goodness, he shows some amazing books. And he just gives like a huge amount of history. So just definitely go and check his interview that he did just yesterday. It's like a 2.5 hour long interview, but he shows amazing books, and it's worth checking out. And he also did an interview on my channel a couple of times now. And we did a live unboxing together as well. So yeah, check those out. Steve Gentner is the guy, Stephen Gentner. So yeah, just a really great, really great show that they did on Open by Chance. That's another YouTuber. So yeah, just some, I don't know. So that was it. That was the actual unboxing. It was just like 5 books altogether. So we got iZombie, which by Darwin Cook. Just a really great Darwin Cook cover. And we got very iconic Love and Rockets. Okay. And oh wait, actually, was it only 4 books? Oh, flat. Yeah, there's 5. Okay, yeah. And then we got some Plastic Man. And this one I'm a little bit nervous about because it does look like brittle, but he actually didn't charge me much for it, so maybe that's why. And then we got Police Comics 109. Definitely one that you should check out. This is a really great cover. And last but not least, we got Police Comics 96, which is the first appearance of the Black Widow. Don't let anyone tell you differently. This is the first appearance of the Black Widow. Okay? So that's it. If there's anything else you guys want to see while I'm here, you can ask me, and I don't know, I'll show you whatever you guys want me to show you. I'm actually going to do something very special for tomorrow, for Wednesday's video. So stay tuned for that as well, because I'll be doing something cool for that video. Because nobody asked me any questions last week. So on Wednesdays, I always do my Q&A videos. So I only got 1 question. So it's going to be like a 3-minute video, but I'm going to do something special. So it'll actually be a kind of a cool video to watch. So stay tuned for that for Wednesday. What else is going on? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I really should get out more. I feel like I need to hang out with people more, so I have more to say. Yeah. What else can I tell you? Yeah. So if there's anything you want to see that's in the background, or any books you want to ask about. What is your greatest April book you've picked up? You mean April meaning this month? So there's kind of a couple. So I just picked up a really great book literally today. Like literally, it's actually a personal grail, and it's Brenda Starr number 14. I just picked that up. I just bought it today. So and that's going to be delivered to me soon. So yeah, so Brenda Starr number 14. If you're not familiar with that cover, it is just a phenomenal cover. Basically, it's a girl in bondage, and she's like on the ground, and she's got her hands tied behind her back, and she's tapping on like a radiator SOS. It's just a really great cover. So it's it's sort of like one of these grail books for good girl art and kind of bondage art. So I picked that up today, and I got a reasonable deal on it. I had to negotiate it quite a bit with the guy. I was like going back and forth on Instagram with the guy until I was able to get his price into more what I was expecting it to be worth. So she's handcuffed, but if you look at the picture, she's actually bound as well. So she's got like something, handcuffs, but also she's bound. So yeah, yeah. So it's just a really, just a really great cover. Yeah, so it's one of those ones that I always wanted. I always thought it was a really great book. I believe it's, and Collecto 6, you can correct me on this, I believe it's a Jack Kamen cover. Yeah, it's just a really, really, really great book. So that will be in a future Stackery unboxing because I'm having it sent over to my Stackery account today. So that will, and I'll probably get it next week. But you have to survive my next series of unboxings, which are amazing. So this is a tip. Like if you're going to watch my unboxings, if you like my unboxings, watch Thursday's video. Thursday video is insane. I actually didn't mean to open the box that I did, or the books that I did. I just opened up all the amazing ones. Like not all of them, but like a lot of them on Thursday's video. So that is just, it's insane. Some of the stuff that I show on Thursday's video, it's an incredible video. So you got to watch Thursday video. If anything, just watch that one video and your life will be set. I don't know. Okay, so what else? Let me answer some more questions. This is one of the reasons you have one of the greatest collections. Yes, I keep on searching, finding things, and it's I can't. I have a very weak will when it comes to comics. I will just buy, if it's cool, I'll be like, oh man, I really want to get that book. So I'll end up, you can twist my rubber arm kind of idea. Back to Plastic Man a bit. So yeah, I'm very easily convinced when it comes to those books. So yeah, so hi, Tim. Hello, Alan. Awesome collection. Last week I got a nice high grade Wonder Comics 13 and also All Top 16. You're a really passionate guy. Pretty cool to watch. Thank you. Thank you. Those are really great books. Wonder Comics 13. One sec here. One sec. I don't know if I have all. So I do have some. I think I have Wonder Comics 13 as well. But this is my favorite Wonder Comics. This is Wonder Comics 15. So yeah, one sec here. Can I make it not just shine? This is Wonder Comics. So Wonder Comics 13, I believe it's the one where she's on the rocket, and if you can tell me, or electrode or whatever it is. And All Top 16 is pretty cool too. So yes, so the Brenda Starr 14 is Jack Kamen. That's what I thought. I was just confirming basically. So this is my Wonder Comics. Actually, I have a bunch of Wonder Comics. I pretty much almost have the complete run of Wonder Comics. I have about 7 or 8 of the books from the series. Well, not a complete run, but I have most of them. I have many of them. I have a bunch. Yeah, so this is my favorite from the Wonder Comics. I really like Alex Schomburg and his airbrushed covers. So this is, to me, this is his best from that run. Possibly, though, my favorite Alex Schomburg cover, though, is Startling 49, which is, or is it Startling 49? I always get the titles mixed up. Startling or Thrilling? One of the two. I think it's Startling. Startling 49, where it's the robot Bender cover. That's my favorite. I would love to own a Wonder Comics #1. Yeah, that's another book that I don't have. Wonder Comics #1. I actually had 2 chances to buy a Wonder Comics #1, and I was like, I don't know why, but I missed out. I don't know what I was thinking. I just didn't pull the trigger, and somebody else picked it up. It's just dumb on my part. I was like, whatever. I'm like so annoyed. It's like, yeah. So yes, I forget. Like I have so much stuff in my collection. I sometimes forget what I have. Yeah. What does that even set you back? So I'll give you a little bit of the details of when you're talking, Liam, which one are you talking about? This one? Are you talking about the Brenda Starr? I'll tell you either. So so this one, actually, I got a really great deal on this one. Wonder Comics #1. Okay, so Wonder Comics #1. I could have picked it up for, I think it was around $800, which is actually a pretty good price. It was low grade. Yeah, Wonder Comics #1. It was around $800. It was a raw copy. I forgot where I saw it, to tell you the truth, but it was around $800 at the time. It's not one of my favorite covers from the Wonder Comics run, strangely. So I actually like 15 better. So I think I was more focused on that. I was like, this was before I bought my Wonder Comics 15. So, it was kind of one of those things. Sometimes you kind of, go after what you're more interested in and kind of ignore stuff in that would also be interesting until you get your goal. So that's why I kind of missed out on that opportunity. So yeah. Oh, so he's okay. So Tim has Wonder Comics #1. He only needs 15. That's kind of funny. It's like the opposite. So yeah. Oh, okay. So see, Collecto 6 is great for knowledge here. There are 2 Wonder Comics #1. Sandra Nidor version has the Grim Reaper and Hitler Hirohito one. And what's the second Wonder Comics #1? I always think of the one. I might even. No, do I have Wonder? 1 second. I almost feel like I have to check something. Just bear with me. I'm going to do something really odd. So here, you guys can look at my Sensation comics. They're going to sit for me. Yeah. Okay. You're probably wondering what is he doing? He just randomly goes off because I get something in my mind, and I'm like, because I was thinking about Wonder Man, and I actually have Wonder Man's first appearance. So yeah, that was the one that was just checking over there. Okay, so that was kind of a weird thing to do. So sometimes I get like today I was kind of organizing my comics a bit, and I was like trying to find certain books, and it was driving me crazy whenever you get into that situation where you really want to find something. I was searching around for something. I didn't find it. I actually didn't find it, but I actually have my Wonder Comics collection. Do I have it handy? Let's see. I'm not sure if this is the right box. One sec here. No, that's not the right one. No. I thought I had my Wonder Comics handy and I could have shown like the collection of Wonder Comics. I just have to find it. So I actually have a box where I put all my Alex Schomburg covers together, my raw ones. Most of my Wonder Comics are raw. Yeah. So I was going to show some of my Wonder Comics if I could find them, but I have a feeling that it's not something I can easily grab. But it would be cool. They are worth seeing. They are like, there's so many great covers within the Wonder Comics run, and I have a bunch. I like about a year or two ago, I was kind of really into collecting Wonder Comics. No, that's not gonna have it. I don't know where it is. It's in one of these boxes. I have like a whole box. Like I'm not sure if you can see this, but one sec here. I'll just kind of show it to you. One sec. See all the boxes? So there's like right there. Those it's basically like a whole bunch of banker boxes, and that's where I store all my my Golden Age comics. Well, actually I have 2 sections like that. So it's about 16 of these banker boxes of Golden Age comics. So 16, and it works out, I can fit about 300 books into one of the banker boxes. So it's like if you think about it, that's a big collection of Golden Age raw books. It's all my raw books. It's about 16 times 300, like 4,000 5,000 raw Golden Age books. And I have in one of the boxes, I forget which one it is, but it has all my Alex Schomburg. I think it's in my PCH books for some reason. One sec here. Where is my PCH box? Yeah, wait, I found it. Oh, see, I have a. So this is the box. I want to show you guys my collection of Wonder Comics. If you guys are interested, if you guys want to see my Wonder Comics, you can see my Wonder Comics. This will be. Oh. And I just have to find them. Okay, so like I just have like a collection of this is not all of it, but it's what I could grab in a handful. So this is this is my Alex Schomburg collection. Some of it, like not all. I actually have a ton more, but this is just some of the raw ones I had together. So this is Exciting Comics. So for those people who like Alex Schomburg, this is his kind of style of good girl art. A lot of people, when they collect Alex Schomburg, they don't actually collect his good girl stuff. He's even more famous, I would say, for his war covers. Like in Marvel Mystery Comics or Captain America. Those books, command bigger money. But these ones are still highly sought after by collectors. Just, they're, a different set of books. Just a different type of collector, I guess. So that's Exciting Comics number 64. Then we got 67. This is, I believe, the second last in the series. These were not airbrush, but I'm a completionist, so I like getting the complete set. And then I also have his Captain Easy. Like this is another, some more Alex Schomburg. And then, one sec here. Then we got Wonder Comics. This is the one I was thinking about. This is Wonder Comics 13. You were mentioning that you got Wonder Comics 13. Well, this is Wonder Comics 13. Probably another really great cover from the Wonder Comics run. I love this one, actually. This is another one. I actually want to get this one slabbed, but it needs a pressing. It's a little bit wrinkly. It just needs to be pressed. It's just a really great cover. What do you guys think? Is this awesome or not? Like the girl, red dress, she's like attached to an electrode. It's just awesome. And then you got another classic Alex Schomburg situation is the hero is way in the background and trying to help her. He's like shooting at the guy that's like electrocuting her. So just a really great one. In 1997, I cleaned out my old attic and found over 300 Golden Age comics. When I pulled the Wonder Comics 14, I was hooked on Schomburg. Yeah, his stuff is just awesome. So your favorite is the 13. I can see it. It's a really great cover. I really love that. And then we got number 18. It's another kind of classic one. I believe this is the first appearance of Terra. And then we got, see, it's all over the place. Like, then we got Thrilling. This is a great one, stabbing the crocodile. So it's kind of cool. And then we got more Thrilling. It's Thrilling 58. It's a little rough. And this one's super, like this one is totally beaten up that I'm going to show you guys. It's almost embarrassing to show this one. It's like, it's a run filler. It's a holder, placeholder. But this one is Thrilling Comics number, what is it, 67? And it's just really rough. Like I'll show you. Like it's almost like it's funny. So you got like the string that was like holding the comics together is there. And you can see more string down here. Somebody tied it or something. I don't know what they're doing. And then it looks like somebody put their coffee cup or something. There's like a ring. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a ring on this comic. It is really rough. It's kind of funny, but yeah. This one, I always like this cover. This one always reminds me of Betty Page. Like when you see this, does this remind you of Betty Page? It reminds me of Betty Page, like some kind of Betty Page kind of pinup cover. I always see this one. I just see it and like I think, oh, that looks like a Betty Page. So yeah, in the hairstyle, even kind of Betty Page like. I don't know, in the tiger costume. It's actually Princess Panther, but you know, it reminds me of Betty Page. So that's Thrilling Comics number 68. And then we got, oh, okay, so I grabbed some other things that are not relevant. Okay, let me see if I can get the rest. Okay. Okay, and then we got two more. A lot of mine are slabbed, so these ones are not. Like, these are all the raw ones. So we got Exciting Comics number 62. And Exciting Comics number 65. And that's my little Alex Schomburg raw collection. That's just like, I had them all together. Yeah, it's just a bit of a sec here. I always like to have it organized. So that's the most of that box though is not Alex Schomburg. I don't know why I mixed the two things, but it's Alex Schomburg and PCH. It's my Alex Schomburg PCH box. Do I have the first appearance of the Fighting Yank? No, I don't. I believe that's in Fighting Yank. I don't have that book. I actually generally, like, I actually have it on my want list of books to go for, but it's not one I'm actively seeking because I go after the female first appearances more than the male first appearances. I know it's weird, but I like my female superheroes more than my male superheroes. So I generally chase after those ones first. So it's on that. getting the first Black Terror. All those kind of ones would be ones that I'd want to get, but they're lower on my priority list of books to get. So, but they are ones I'll probably get in the long term. Like, so those are ones that I'll get like whenever they appear. Maybe I'll pick it up and I'll be like, oh, that's the first appearance of of the Fighting Yank or whatever. The netting on the previous one is a bit risque. Yeah, it is actually. Let me see. Let me pull that up again. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. I think this is the one you're referring to. I think it's pretty cool. You know, this is how you get a girl. You put her in a net. So it's just kind of a great cover, though. So exciting. I actually have more exciting and thrilling and everything, but they're all slabbed. You'll see this in Wednesday's video to a certain extent. But I have like one cabinet, like a cubby area, that's all Alex Schomburg slabs. So it's just like, it's about 30 or 40 slabs of Alex Schomburg stuff. So that's like right over there. As I point to it randomly, that you wouldn't understand what that means, but there's a cubby with Alex Schomburg in it. It's like all Alex Schomburg slabs. Oh, Startling has the first Fighting Yank. I wasn't sure where the first Fighting Yank was, actually. Yeah, I had to think about it. But do you collect World War II covers? Are World War II covers desirable? Yes. World War cover, both yes and yes, if that makes sense. So yes, they are desirable, and I do collect them. The ones that go for the biggest amounts, though, the ones that are most desirable, are any ones with like obvious World War II references. So anything with swastikas, anything that is obviously Hitler orientated, anything with a Hitler cover is going to be more valuable than without Hitler on it. Anything that's really satirical is definitely going to be more valuable. So yeah, like people, those World War II covers are very, very desirable. The ones that you can get sort of on the cheap if you collect World War II covers, though, are ones where it's just like airplanes or something that's a little bit more mundane. So, you know, for example, some of the Wings covers are a little bit more affordable. The Contact covers are a little bit more affordable, and they're all World War II covers. So it's really the ones that have like people doing nasty things that really are desirable and collect, you know, get the bigger prices. Yeah, that's the one. Would have been Bondage by. Yeah. The other Wonder Comics #1 is Fox Feature Syndicate book. Yes. Anything hitting Hitler in the face. Yeah, those books go for big money. Anything with Hitler on getting hit. Actually. Oh, I can grab it. Oh, you know, when something's just slightly out of reach. Grabbed it. Okay. that was like me like doing my skill here. Like balancing act. So this is an example of Hitler getting hit in the face. So you got, this is Master Comics #13, first appearance of Bullet Girl, but here's Hitler right there getting hit in the face. And that's, you know, they're forming a swastika. So first terror is 16, right? Wonder 16. Oh, okay, yeah. So I was thinking it was 18, but you're right, 16. It's the one where the guy's like in bondage in the background. Yeah, I don't even. I thought I had that, but I don't have it. So Wonder 16. So first Terra is Wonder 16, not 18. I was mistaken when I said that. So thank you for correcting me. I don't mind being corrected. Yes, so that was Master. This is Master 13. Awesome cover. Mine's a bit mangled. You can see it's been ripped, but definitely an awesome cover. So yeah, so those are the kind of books that generally will command a bit more money. Another thing that people collect that's not really on that kind of same scale, where it's like violence or something really gory or something like that from this World War II, is, or even Hitler related, is war bond. People will collect anything where it shows like big war bonds and stuff like that. There's some Disney ones that I can think of that have big war bonds on them, and those generally go for big money as well. So, you know, people collect different things from the World War II that kind of, they, you know, love that history, right? There are a lot of Sergeant Fury with Nazi symbols in the Silver Age. The value seems to drop dramatically with those. So right now, I would say anything Silver Age is it's a good time to pick up because right now there's almost an overreaction or overcorrection that's happening right now in the comic market. Because what happened was you got you know, the COVID prices, 2020 to 2021, where the prices were just overinflated, way off what they should have been. But now what's happening is even books that didn't really spike during that time are actually going down, you know, overcorrecting. There's just an overcorrection. So a lot of people are moving away from the Silver Age, moving into Golden as like a safer bet. And as a result, a lot of the Silver Age books are becoming very well priced, and you can pick up some really cool stuff for reasonable prices. So kind of a good time to be a comic buyer, I'd say. So definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm more Sergeant Rock than Sergeant Fury. Personally, I don't collect either. I don't really get into either Sergeant Rock or Sergeant Fury. I'm not really into the war covers, the comics as much. I do like my propaganda covers, but I never got into Sergeant Fury or Sergeant Rock. I don't know why. If we didn't see tape spines, we tied them back then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that one comic that I showed was somebody actually tied the comic together, basically. So it's very unique book in the respect that it's got every weird thing you could do to a comic on it. Yeah, so that's that's just a weird one. Do I have the first appearance of the Black Widow? Yes, I do. And I showed it just a little while ago, and I'll show it again. The first appearance of the Black Widow. Ta-da! I actually have the Marvel one too, so I just think this is funny because this is earlier. This is the very first appearance of the Black Widow. So just, yeah, me being silly. I actually have the other one too. It's in the box over there. And war bonds, that makes a lot of sense with the big market, with comic book market and market history. Yeah. It is kind of a wacky cover. I'd agree. This is a very wacky cover. You know, that's one thing that they did a lot with, especially with Police Comics and Plastic Man. They did, you know, they made them look very goofy, like very, very silly looking. But I actually like the way Black Widow presents, like very headlighty Black Widow. So I think she's kind of cool. Yeah, I like the Black Widow. One sec here. Why is this? Kids could only afford war stamps. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of it was a very different time during the World War. where things were really rough. That's why you get things like in Canada we had the Canadian Whites, and the Canadian Whites were the worst possible comics you could get, where it was just like really low grade stuff, low quality. I mean, hi, I love Disney and comics. So yeah, another great channel. Check out him. I always like giving out shout outs to people that are great, have great channels. So yeah, one sec here. I'm just gonna, I realize I'm kind of burying some of my comics. Okay. So yeah, so that's some of the stuff. I showed some Alex Schomburg. In the, like, so it's just, that was such a random box. It was like, yeah, the Canadian Whites are really charming though, and rare. Yes, I think so too. The thing that I liked about the Canadian Whites is they are very rare. Like you know, generally when you find a Canadian White, you have the only copy of that Canadian White, because they were for the most part destroyed. So you know, the one of one kind of uniqueness of the Canadian Whites is kind of cool. And the other element is they had different covers than their American counterparts for the most part. Like they did reprint some covers, but they would do it in sort of a different tone and like without colors half the time. So they are pretty cool in that respect. So, but I like it when it's a different cover. Yeah. I'm just looking at some of the other books that were mixed in into the same box as the Alex Schomburg stuff. This one's really rough. So this is another one that was in the same box, my Bob Hope collection. Another one that has really great Good Girl art covers, Bob Hope. And then, as I said, it's my pre-code horror books. So it's like my international comics #4. I think he was joking when he said that, Liam. So yeah. And then other cool things that were in there is my psychoanalysis. I paid $50 for this, Canadian. So yeah, psychoanalysis #1. It's a really cool book. And another one. This one I paid a lot for, but I thought it was really cool. I paid about, I think I talked him down a lot. I paid like oh yeah, no. I know you like. Okay, I know the stamps were real. Okay, so people just I know the stamps were real, but that's not the only thing they could afford. Kids were buying comics. They got stamps, sure, but they also got comics too. Okay, that was the point that I was trying to make. Okay, so yeah, so Barker and Chando. And then we got another one that was mixed in here. It's like was my Monsters #1. It's the first Monsters, I believe. There was actually a magazine that came out earlier that had the Monsters, but that in Warren. But this is a really, first comic of the Monsters. I like the Monsters. And my Snagglepuss #1. This is not the first appearance of Snagglepuss, but it's his first comic. So yeah, I like Snagglepuss. So yeah, so that was in the same box, like very chaotic box. It's like Alex Schomburg, random books, and then a whole bunch of EC pre-code horror, all in the same box. So it's very random. And then also in the same box, because I can fit a lot into one box, is all my Terrors of the Jungle collection. I really like Terrors of the Jungle. I just think the covers are amazing. These are all reprints. Like the interiors are reprints. The covers are unique, but it's all LB Cole art. I really like Terrors of the Jungle. So I completed that collection. That's a collection that I've completed. So now I have all of them. Terrors of the Jungle. I really like these covers. They're just the colors are just crazy. Yeah, so I doubt anyone knows who Snagglepuss is nowadays. They actually did come out with a new version of Snagglepuss. I actually bought it where he's gay, of course. But yeah. Okay, so these Terrors of the Jungle are reprints. But what happened was, okay, let me explain. I gotta put these down. Okay, so I'm going to explain. One sec here. So this is a reprint inside are reprints. So what happened was this is Star Comics from the like early 40s, late 40s, early 50s. Basically, what happened was L.B. Cole bought the rights to several publishers like Fox Publication stuff. I forget what the other ones were, but he bought like a whole bunch of rights to publish other comic publishers' books. So Fox Publication had been out of business by then. So he basically would publish JoJo comics and Rula and Zoot and all those kind of comics inside of these ones. And he created his own, because he's an artist. L.B. Cole put his own covers on them, and so it be this new fancy cover that people love on their own. Like these are really awesome covers, and then it would be the interiors would be reprints. That was the plan. Yeah. So original cover and reprinted interior. If that makes sense. But I really like Terrors of the Jungle. It's just it's a one that I collect. So I have the complete collection of Terrors of the Jungle, and I think I showed a few of them. There's one, number 8, and you can see they're just really awesome covers. A lot of bondage covers. You can see some bondage, and just lots of details. And this one's really cool. The guy on fire. His face is on fire, and the girl's running off. Why I was asking was because seeing them online in such poor state. Yeah, so they were reprints during the Golden Age. So they were beaten up because at the time people didn't generally treat them that well. They didn't keep them in good shape. They read them, and just like every other Golden Age book, they would get kind of abused, and some of them appeared in the Seduction of the Innocent as well. So they got destroyed as well. And some more Terrors of the Jungle. I think I showed all these ones. And this one's out of place. Right, so that was some of the stuff that's in that box. I have a ton. So that's just one box. I have like 16 like that. So Snagglepuss sounds like Funky Phantom. Heard of him? Funky Phantom. I've never heard of Funky Phantom. So yeah, I have no idea who Funky Phantom is. Sorry. Maybe I'll look him up afterwards, and maybe I'll be like, oh, Funky Phantom. That's really weird. I've never heard of Funky Phantom. But I do know Snagglepuss. Snagglepuss was kind of an interesting guy. Who's the main artist on those comics that is famous in the Jungle Comics for his style? The name eludes me. It's L.B. Cole. So, and you can see, like, wait, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see the signature right there. I'll zoom in as much as I can to show it. L.B. Cole. So he's super famous for not just these books, but many books in the Golden Age. He's one of the, I would say, in the top 5. Like, the big ones are Alex Schomburg, L.B. Cole, Matt Baker. Those are the kind of the 3 biggest ones. Jack Kamen would be in there too. So he's, collectors will just collect his artwork because he is considered one of the greats of the Golden Age. So I collect L.B. Cole. I collect those different artists. That's another thing I do. I like I like going after first appearances. I like going after key books, and I like going after key artists. And L.B. Cole is a good example of that because I really like their style. I really like L.B. Cole stuff. So I've been trying to get a pretty good collection of L.B. Cole books in my collection. I have probably about, I'd say, over 100 L.B. Cole covers in my collection. So yeah. You know, he's one of the big ones, one of the big names that I collect. Him and Alex Schomburg and Matt Baker. Those three would be the big ones I collect. Are there any lesser known works of his that are more affordable? Yes. So I was actually showing this in a previous video where you can actually get L.B. Cole books for like under $5, like literally $5 for his cool, some really cool books. What you do is you look for children's illustrated classics, and they're L.B. Cole covers. They're like they don't look like his stuff at all, so they are generally fairly cheap. I just picked yeah. I was picking them up for like $10. So yeah. So one sec here. Okay. Do you have the first Sky Girl? I'm not sure if I do. I'm familiar with the character. She was first appeared in, I believe, Jumbo comics. And I actually picked up several Jumbo comics just because of her being in them and Matt Baker doing the artwork on her. I actually, the first few versions of Sky Girl I didn't really like. I actually read her whole run in Jumbo Comics. But she really didn't get sexy until Matt Baker took her over, and he kind of made her a lot more, she was showing a lot more skin towards the end. It was kind of fun. Yeah, so Sky Girl, I forgot what issue of Jumbo Comics she appeared in, but first appeared in. Hooky Wolf, Wally Gator, Touche Turtle, Rocket Rabbit. Wow, there's like so many so many characters there. I'm not as familiar with all of those characters, tell you the truth. They were all with Snagglepuss. So yeah, so I'm not necessarily 100% familiar with every one of these little side characters that were around Snagglepuss. I just remember watching Snagglepuss as a kid, and it just, his kind of, there was a certain charm to him. So I you know, when I saw the opportunity to get his, I have his first appearance, and I also saw Snagglepuss #1, so I thought, oh, that's a cool book, so I'll just pick it up. I grabbed some of those, I think, recently. Didn't realize that they were Cole. Traditional stories of fairy tales in larger comic format. Yeah, they were in comic format, and they were, yeah, traditional stories. Actually, do I have that box handy? Okay, I do have a box. Yeah. Where is it? What's this box? No, this is not going to be it. No. Yeah, so I have another box with my L.B. Cole collection. Actually, my L.B. Cole collection's in several boxes, but I have the box with my L.B. Cole Classics illustrated, children's illustrated books, and yeah, they were kind of, they're very affordable. As I said, I was paying anywhere from $3 to $15, depending on the book and the condition. Generally, if they're in that mid-grade condition, you can pick them up for $5 to $10. So, yeah, he hosted Laugh Olympics, which was a great show. I loved Laugh Olympics. I really enjoyed that as a kid. So yeah, I have sort of really very, because I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I have very kind of weird memories of Laugh Olympics. Like I remember bits of it, but not the whole episode or anything like that. I just have very sketchy memories of Laugh Olympics, but I really enjoyed it as a kid. I just remember enjoying it. I remember, that kind of experience. So, and I remember like the different groups of characters that were in it. So I'm very nostalgic to Laugh Olympics and the characters in it. Yeah, definitely. I was actually planning to YouTube it. There's so many things that I end up watching. I go down these different rabbit holes. I always forget. Oh, I gotta watch, Laugh Olympics. I gotta watch, the crazy races. I gotta watch all these things, and I end up watching some random other thing. I really need to go back and watch those at some point instead of watching all these things that I end up watching instead. Yeah. So All-Star Laugh Olympics is like the Smash Bros. Of its time. That is so true. That's a good way of summarizing for a modern audience what Laugh Olympics is. It's like Smash Bros. That's easy way to explain. Star Blazers I watched as a kid too. I really like Star Blazers. As a British kid, I used to watch Snaggle on Saturday morning. We used to have cartoon marathon mornings. So we had the same thing. The only problem, it would start at like 6 a.m, and then it would run till about noon, where you'd have like 6 hours of cartoons, like just like a nice thing. Usually though, on weekends, I was intensely lazy. I would always like sleep in, so I'd always catch the tail end of like the cartoon marathons. So I was I was a bad kid that way. I'd always sleep in on the weekends. Did you collect Looney Tunes comics? Actually, the box. So when people were asking me about my Wonder Comics collection, the first box that I pulled out was actually my Looney Tunes collection. So actually I can show you. One sec here. I do collect Looney Tunes. One sec here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh. One sec here. This is all my Disney. It's my Disney plus Looney Tunes. So one sec here. I want to show you guys something. You'll like it if I can find it. Of course, it's not on the top. Yeah, here it is. So this is Looney Tunes. This is Looney Tunes #1. So very first Bugs Bunny and very first Porky Pig. First appearance of a whole bunch of characters, actually. Elmer Fudd, Petunia, just a whole bunch of characters made their first appearance in this comic. Pretty much all the ones you see at the top there. Daffy Duck. Just a whole bunch of great characters in this book. So that was... And then another Looney Tunes that's a really great book is this one. This is Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies number, I forgot what number it is. What number was it? Collecto6 would know. Collecto6, tell me what number this is. But this is the very first appearance of Wile E. Coyote. But he was known as Chester or something like that. Chester Coyote or something. So so that's a... And then, so in the same box is all my, this is the first Carl Barks, for example. Disney stuff. It's all in the same box. So, But so this is my Looney Tune box. I just grabbed it by accident when I was trying to find my Wonder Comics. So that's that one. It's like here, some random stuff reorganized to put back in. I'm one of those people, I'm not sure how you guys feel about this. But whenever I take books out, like I have them kind of semi-organized, like they're very semi-organized. When I take books out, I always feel like I have to put them back. I have to put them away. Hi, Vinny. And yeah, so I always feel like I have to put my comics back after I take them out because I feel like they're going to get disorganized. I'm very weird about that. I feel very paranoid when they're out of place. So yeah, so those are some of the books that I collected. I kind of went all over the place with stuff. Yeah, I love Bugs Bunny and Daffy. Actually, you know what's weird? I actually tried to, like when my kids were young, I tried to show them those kind of like Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes kind of cartoons. They hated them. They never, I could never get my kids into Looney Tunes. They just didn't like it. So I actually bought like, the DVD collections of like the whole, all the, cartoon series for Looney Tunes. And they would never watch them. I was like, oh man, that's so sad. I would try to get them to watch it, and they would always want to watch Dora or Barbie. Barbie was really big with my kids. They loved Barbie. So, as a result, I'm kind of nostalgic to Barbie. But yeah. Hello, Comic Mag Musings. It's good to see you. So yeah, another great channel, by the way. So yeah, so my kids, I don't know why, but they never got into Looney Tunes. It was something I really wanted to share with them, but they just never got into it. So I could never watch those cartoons with them. Yeah, that's the cool thing about having kids, right? You can get to relive your childhood through your kids, but it didn't work out so well with me. My kids didn't like the same cartoons that I liked. They liked some newer stuff that I didn't really enjoy. The worst was Barney, I think, though. That was like a very short phase of my daughter. She liked Barney for a little while, and it was very, very painful. I really didn't like Barney. Me complaining about my kids, but that was many, many years ago. Many, many years ago. My daughter does not like Barney anymore. She's actually off to university this year, so that should be interesting. So yeah, so that was some random books. Hope you enjoyed. If there's anything else you want me to show before I go, tell me now, and I'll show some random stuff. But if not, check out my unboxing tomorrow. There's some cool stuff. The first episode's okay. Second episode on Thursday is the big one. Just awesome stuff. Yes. I thought it was 91. I was like going to say 91. I didn't want to say the wrong number. So Merry Melodies number 91, first Wile E. Coyote named Chelsea. Okay? Kelsey. Sorry, Kelsey. I knew it was something with a K. So yeah, so Kelsey Coyote, which is a really weird name. I think they thought better of it later and renamed him. There's actually a Barbie movie coming out. Yes, there is. As a result, I sort of knew that there was a Barbie movie coming out. So I ended up buying the first appearance of Barbie and the first modern Barbie as well. So I have those books as well in my collection. Yeah, but Barbie number 1, it's called Barbie and Ken number 1, is actually a really rare book. It's a really low census count for a fairly modern book. It's an early Silver Age, I believe. It's like, or is it? Yeah, Silver Age. I'm pretty sure. Like I think it's 56, or Atomic Age. So yeah, very rare book, strangely enough. What was it? Vinny. I'm lately on a 1956 to 1965 comic buying thing, but minor keys only. It's fun. I just got a JLA 21 5.0 raw store stamp smear for $45. Not bad. That's actually a cool book. I'm trying to remember what that is. I think, is that the first Wheel of Fortune guy? I'm not sure. Yeah, think about it. So skip tomorrow's video and stay tuned for Thursday's. Got it, sir. Kind of. I would actually say like there's some cool things like, but not super cool. Like there's a couple cool things in tomorrow's video, but really Thursday's better. Like I'm just honest. Tomorrow will be somewhat cool. There's some keys in there, but I thought Thursday just I was like super excited when I opened up stuff on Thursday's video. It is just crazy stuff. So yeah, in a way, if you're gonna only be able to watch one of them, I'd watch both if you can. But if you can only watch one, watch Thursdays. Trust me, it is worth it. Yeah, Donna Duck became Daisy Duck. So Donna Duck made her first appearance in Walt Disney Comics and Stories #1. She was just on a centerfold, like a poster kind of thing in the middle. Yeah, she was named Donna Duck, and then later on they renamed her as Daisy Duck. So there's a kind of a weird first appearance kind of issue with Daisy Duck, where they say some other book is her first appearance because she was named Daisy Duck in the other book. But I consider Walt Disney Comics and Stories #1 to be her first appearance. When are you going to go after all the pop books? So I actually am going after the pop books. Sort of. I get one or two here and there. I just picked up one recently. I posted it up on my Instagram. My today's post was a pop book. And I actually have a box that's devoted to my pop collection. Like pop, for those people that don't know, is Parade of Pleasure. And it's kind of like Soti, which is Seduction of the Innocent, in that it had a major effect on the golden age of comics. So a lot of people collect Soti books, but also people collect pop books, which are Parade of Pleasure, because it led to the Comic Code Authority. So I've been collecting a bunch of the pop books, and there was some crossover. So yeah, I've been picking them up whenever I see them. Generally, the pop books are a little bit more affordable than the Soti books, but first Dr. Fate in the Silver Age is JLA 21. If that's the case, I have it. I'm trying to remember the cover for it. I know I have that book. I'd have to find it, but I do have JLA 21. So it's the first Dr. Fate. I was trying to remember. I don't really remember all my JLA key books, like what issue is what. I have a bunch of Marvel Barbies because I collect Amanda Connor. Yeah, so I actually posted recently a really great Amanda Connor Barbie cover. It's like where she's kind of doing the dolphin. It's kind of like almost like a cover swipe of dolphin, where it's Barbie instead of dolphin. And that one's, yeah, it's really great. They're really great covers in Barbie, strangely enough. And I grabbed myself the first Ren and Stimpy #1 this week. A little controversial maybe now. Also got an issue of Rick and Morty. How do you feel about the comic connections and people being canceled? Well, I'm very against cancel culture. I'm very much a pro free speech kind of guy. And what happened with Rick and Morty was brutal. The guy there was just a false accusation posed against him, and they threw him under the bus. And that's like one of the things that makes the US great is the presumption of innocence. And basically they didn't give him that presumption of innocence. They treated him as if he was, guilty before he even had a chance to give his side of the story. So I felt like that was very unfair. Hopefully they will make amends and bring him back and the show can continue on. But yeah, I felt bad about that whole situation. Do Do I have the first appearance of Sylvester and Tweety? Yes, I do. I'm pretty sure I have their first appearance. Do I have it handy? Might even have it handy. Well, not that handy. I'd have to go through a whole box to find it, but I do have it. It's either in that box or that box right there. I kind of have two boxes where I put all my first comic cartoon appearances. When do you believe you'll acquire every comic ever published? Rough estimate, your best guess. Probably later this year. I'm working on it. It's one of those things. They keep on publishing more books, so it's hard to keep up. Yeah, but it seems like I'm going after every book published. I do love a lot of different comics. Yeah, so that's the one I was thinking about. The first Silver Age, Dr. Fate, and Our Man were in the same book. I remember that book. That's why when you said it's the first Dr. Fate, I was like, oh, well, then it's the first Our Man too, because I knew they were both made their first appearance in the Silver Age in that book. Yeah, and Solo Story. Okay. Quit misbehaving. Yeah. One sec here. There we go. So yeah, so I actually do have the first Tweety and stuff, but getting it would be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, it's always like there's just too many books to grab. But yeah, no, I really do like getting those first cartoon character appearances, because when I first got into comics, it was really from my childhood, and my parents just giving me like cartoon related books, like Tweety and like some Looney Tunes stuff, and also books from Disney, mainly Disney actually, like Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge and stuff like that. So I was very nostalgic to those characters, and I always try to get their first appearances, which can be fairly challenging. I like to believe that you sat on a chair made of mid-grade Golden Age comics, and you discard your place higher grade. Yeah. So I do get to that. Well, I don't have a chair of Golden Age. I actually had my throne at one time. That's gone now. But I actually do upgrade my books. When I a lot of the time, if I buy a low grade key, I will, if it's kind of ugly, I'll be like, oh, I really want to upgrade that book. Or if I see a higher grade, and I sometimes want to change it out. So yeah, I do get into that situation where I do upgrade my books. Not frequently, but usually if I have the choice to buy a new book or upgrade an old book, I'll generally buy the new book. So I haven't quite run out of books to buy yet. Like where there's so many big keys that I want to get, that upgrading has sort of taken a backseat to that. But there are some books that I'd love to upgrade because they're really hideous. Like this is a good example of a book I'd love to upgrade, just because it's got that brick. It just bothers me. But yeah, generally what'll happen is I'll wait. Like there's a couple books I almost upgraded actually on the weekend, but I lost out on the auctions. But I only upgrade when I can get them for an affordable price, almost the same price as what the lower grade copy is in my collection. Yeah. Is upgrading books hard sometimes? Yeah. This is actually a really good example of a hard book to upgrade, because you might never see this book again. That's how it's a really rare book. It's hard to find. It's hard to find anyone with a high grade copy of it. just a really scarce book. So upgrading it is a real challenge. So yeah, actually, there was another guy who, Caveman Comics, if you're familiar with him, he also collects this book, and we both were watching this book at the same time. And I picked it up before he did, obviously, but he was debating about it. But he's a bit more into the higher grades than I am. Like I'll buy anything basically just to have the book. But he wants a bit of a higher grade, better presentation. So he waited on it, and he actually him waiting on it worked out really well for him. So there was actually a collection of like master comics, and he was able to pick them up where it was like a set of books, and people didn't see that this was in that set of books. And so master comics generally are fairly affordable, and this book is not. This book is expensive, but it's one of the few in the series that's really, really expensive. There's a few others, but he picked this one up, and he got like a bunch others for a really great price. So sometimes, holding off on buying a low grade book does work out, but sometimes it's really just impossible to get these books. So he lucked out on that one, and he actually got a higher grade copy for probably less than what I paid for mine. But it's just really rare that you see these books pop up. So sometimes you kind of have to bite the bullet and buy the lower grade copy, whether you like it or not. It's like sometimes you're sort of stuck with that. If you really want the book, you got to kind of sacrifice the grade sometimes. So it is what it is. It's just so hard to get some of these books. Like some of these books are less than 10 on the census. Just so, and then you'll see them maybe once every 5-6 years. There are some books that are in my collection that I've only seen once in 20 years. And, if I didn't buy it, I would never see it again, kind of thing. Because generally, not only are they rare, but people will hold on to those books. You get some rare book, and you know that you're only going to see it once every many years. Generally, people will hang on to it and not let it go. So, so some of these books you just don't see that often. So that's why it's very difficult to upgrade. So when I see that opportunity to upgrade, I sometimes get very tempted, because I know that I might not get that opportunity again to upgrade. So something to think about with Golden Age collecting. Golden Age collecting is brutal. It's so expensive, but there are some deals in it, but it can be really, really, really pricey. But the guy that has a really great Golden Age collection that are high grade is Collecto6. He's got an amazing collection. Basically, he has the same books as I do, but in higher grade. So it's like, pretty awesome collection there. I tend to go for just getting the book sometimes in my collection, and I'm not as much of a grade snob as I probably should be. I enjoy the books that I have, even the ones that look horrible. I still enjoy. I'm not sure how people feel about that. Are you guys more strict about higher grade, going after that high grade copy, or do you guys not mind getting the low grade copy? I'm curious. I'd be curious what people feel about that. How do you feel about getting that 1.0 or 0.5? It's like the worst. How do you feel about getting a book that's in that grade? Do you feel like, oh man, do you would never buy that, or would you buy it just to have that book? What master is it again? It is Master Comics number 13. See? Number 13. So, yeah. I might have to go soon because my battery's about to die. But yeah, so yeah, it's a great book. If you can find it, look for this book. So Collecto 6. Now you gotta try to find this. First appearance of Bullet Girl, by the way. So it's a double kind of cool key because first appearance of Bullet Girl, and it has Hitler getting punched and forming this Nazi. So it's definitely one that a lot of collectors will chase after. Oh wow! So that's major. So just for people that don't know, Wonder Comics 12, great Alex Schomburg cover. In an 8.0, that's probably one of the highest graded copies. And Davis Crippen collection is a pedigree. Well, kind of a pedigree. Just a really great book. Congrats on that. I love low grade as long as it presents. And if it's complete, I will accept missing back covers. So yeah, so I feel that way too, actually, where I don't really care if the back cover is missing as long as the interior is complete and the covers really presents well. Because I actually bought one that was like that, where it doesn't have a back cover, but it actually looks really good. So, you know, and especially when it's in a slab, you're only presenting the front. So, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter that doesn't have the back. You know, you want it to be complete, ideally, right? But you know, it is what it is. I'll try to get the best grade I can, as long as it presents well, and the grade doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, I do try to, like, even when I buy low grades, like people sometimes get me wrong. Like I get people that will try to find books for me, and they think that I will just buy anything, like just the crappiest comic out there, and they'll send me pictures of books that are just like they look like they've been killed, like somebody shot them or something. They're just like the ugliest thing ever, and they'll think, oh, you'll buy it. Alan will buy it because it's like it's just like a you know, it's the book that he's looking for. I'm not that way. I do want it to present reasonably well. I do buy some low grade books, I admit, but generally I want the book to present well as well. So yeah, good night. I imagine it's like, I think Liam, you're in England, right? Or overseas. So yeah. So good night to those people that are overseas watching. So yeah, so I probably should go too. And I appreciate everybody that stuck around to hang out with me. I really do like doing these things. It gives me some social element to my life. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the books. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Thanks again for watching. And one sec, I'll answer this last question. I think you should collect what you like. Low grade doesn't matter to me. Any comics you're hunting doesn't matter to me. Any comics you're hunting now. Actually, I just picked up the book that I was hunting right now. So literally today, the Brenda Starr number 14. That was the book I was hunting. I'm not sure what's next. There's a couple strange Spider-Man keys that I want to get that I'm hunting right now. So, yeah, that's sort of next on my list for some reason. There's a couple Spider-Man keys that I thought I owned, but I guess I don't. So I'm like, oh man, I feel like I have to get those books now. But those are the big ones. And other than that, there's a few SOTI books that I'm looking for. And there's a few Good Girl art covers that I'm looking for. And also there's a few pre-code horror books that I'm looking for. So yeah, I have a ton. Like my want list, like it is really quite long. So there's a bunch, and pretty much everything on that list I'm like pretty excited to get if I ever see. So yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff that I'm looking for. So yeah, good night, Tim. Yeah, thanks for everyone again. And do watch my videos throughout the week. Yeah, that's all I can say. Thanks again. Bye, everyone. Take care, all that stuff.